Hi everyone, I had initially planned on doing a video soon after my last one, but decided I'd wait until the court cases had been resolved. I think maybe that was a mistake on my part. I underestimated how slow the wheels of justice are. I didn't think it would take longer than a few months. I was hoping also that people would leave things alone, especially those who have TROs, and that things could just get worked out in court by those with court dates. So 0 for 2 as it turns out. Although I do see more support for Sharla, it's sad and frightening how some have continued to go at this woman. I hear some innuendos and allusions implicating Sharla, reductive thinking, specious reasoning, conspiracy mongering, fear mongering, playing on people's disdain for others, engaging in various logical fallacies, flaws in reasoning, deliberate or not. And much of it is in the name of free speech. Creators, YouTubers do not want to be silenced, apparently. They're being silenced by this crazy person who does not like being criticized. This is at least how things are being portrayed. So I figure if some YouTubers can use their free speech to misrepresent and cherry pick and conflate and muddy the water and drive further heat on this woman, why don't I use my free speech and attempt to clarify some things? At least share with you some observations I've made over the months and years. Now, the opinions I hold are based upon my observations and my experiences and things that I've been seeing on social media. Now, regardless of your opinion, at least you'll know why I feel as I do, okay? I'm not telling anyone what to think. I'm simply telling you what I think. You'll have a window into my thought process, and you'll see how I've arrived at the conclusions I have. It would behoove me to share with you the facts that have informed my opinions as I provide my opinions. I think that's a very good way to go. I think that's something that we should all demand from any creator. You know, we're largely strangers out here on the net. It's easy to get turned around out here. It's easy to lose perspective. There are many manipulative wolves. They're good at playing on our emotions. They tend to go heavy on the narrative and light on the receipts. We're only as good, any of us, as the strength of our arguments, and those arguments are only as strong as the data points and facts that underpin them. It's those data points that anchor us, that ground us. It's not just about the facts, but the faithful representation of the facts. So essentially what I'm saying in this video is, hey, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I think, this is why I think what I think. Now, what do you think? And I'll leave it up to you. To my supporters, or at least those who are supportive of the message of this video, I will ask that, well, first of all, feel free to share this. I encourage you to share this, but please do not post the link in some contentious Twitter thread. Please do not tag anyone just to annoy or take snippets to score points against some interlocutor whom you suspect is not coming in good faith anyway. I know emotions can run high, but please do not do that with this content, as tempting as that may be. This took me a bit of time to put together, and I would appreciate if you can respect that wish, okay? All I can do is ask. I think certain things need to be presented as clearly as possible with minimal fluff, distractions, tangents, without any of the usual extracurriculars that tend to take place out here. I tried to make this somewhat entertaining at places, but it's a very tall order, given the subject matter. This will be, barring any extreme circumstances, this will be the last video I make on this topic or these types of matters. Okay, I think that's enough talking. Let's get this started.
Is there a fine line between intellectual curiosity and obsessive pedantry, or does Steve McRae blur it beyond recognition? Welcome to the exploration of a tale that is as controversial as it is intriguing. Steve McRae, a 54-year-old blogger and pepper spray-wielding mall cop, takes to Twitter in his spare time to flex his philosophical muscles. He's a man who relishes the use of grandiose vocabulary, even when his spelling skills betray him. Despite his clear atheistic stance, he clings to the label of agnostic, a term he believes elevates his intellectual prowess. McRae's dream of YouTube stardom hasn't quite materialized the way he'd hoped. His actions suggest a man wrestling with insecurity and anger rather than the ethical, thoughtful academic persona he strives to project. McRae's narrative takes a darker turn with his fixation on Katie Joy Paulson. Once a less-known YouTuber and occasional guest on his now-defunct Non Sequitur show, Paulson's subsequent success has left a bitter taste in McRae's mouth. He's painted her as a villainous figure, worse than any controversy she might be entangled in, using her as a shield against his own accountability. His response to criticism is less than scholarly. Public critique often triggers tantrums, revealing a side of McRae that contradicts his intellectual facade. His credibility has taken a hit with allegations of lies, scam fundraisers, and a string of failures, driving him to take up a non-online job in loss prevention. The accusations leveled against McRae don't stop at dishonesty. Claims of online harassment against several women and attempts to involve other YouTuber allies in his deceptive practices have tarnished his reputation. He's accused Fiona, a critic who dared to question his defense of a serial rapist, of sexual assault. He's targeted former supporter Manya with fraud accusations after she received a refund from one of his alleged scam fundraisers. His most recent victim, a grandmother with a modest platform, has been the focus of his attention for the past 8 months. Accusations of hacking and attempts to take out loans in his name have been flung at her, along with a misrepresentation of a welfare call as a swatting attempt. He's even taken to contacting her estranged stepdaughter through Facebook, an act that seems designed to torment his victim further. The legal implications of McRae's actions are becoming evident. His victim was granted a restraining order, which McRae has reportedly violated. He now faces contempt charges and a motion to extend the restraining order to a lifetime order. In summary, Steve McRae's actions paint a complex picture of a man grappling with his own insecurities, using intellectual posturing and controversial tactics to deflect from his own shortcomings. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ego and the potential consequences of online harassment. As we watch this saga unfold, one can only hope that the truth will prevail and justice will be served.
President of police. Can you come on outside?
No.
So we're just trying to see if there's anything going on, any noise, any arguments, anything. Is it you by yourself today? You by yourself? What's your name?
Steve.
Steve? Okay, we just got a call that there's people arguing over here in the area. What was that?
Not from this apartment.
Okay. Said no one else did there. Steve. Are you able to come out here and talk to us really quick so we can make sure everyone's all right?
No.
You don't want to talk to us?
No. There's no one here. Just me. Literally. See.
It shouldn't even matter whether it's swatting or not. People need to look at the fact that my personal space was violated by loud banging at my door at 5:30 in the morning, waking all the neighbors that they were asking if Kano's okay. If you're not taking this seriously, fuck you.
Oh, what do you think? What do you think? Police in America, they just walk up all nice and polite to your door and knock all gently, and they come in and stroke you off first before they say, hey, police are here. No, that's not how it happens.
They didn't even announce
on your
themselves.
door. They scare the shit out of you, and they come in all menacing like and shit. That's what happened.
It's a high stress type call. A high stress type call. Oh, I had contacted the police department, and I had said that there have been a potential for swatting at my location where I used to live and at my new location.
That's what happened.
My address was not public, and anybody who says they knew my address is lying.
I already know where Steve lives. I've known where Steve lives for a very long time because I worked with Steve. He had moved when I was still working with him. I was well aware of his general location.
Anybody who says they knew my address was lying. Kano was the only person on this planet of anybody from the internet that knew where I lived. Of anybody from the internet. From the internet. From the internet. From the internet. Nobody had my fucking address. So if anybody who says they have my address, I will tell you right now, they're fucking lying because I never gave it out to anybody. Fucking lying. Nobody. They never give it out to anybody. Nobody. They never give it out to anybody. Nobody. They didn't announce themselves initially. All we heard, or I heard,
I am the victim. I am the victim.
they didn't announce themselves initially.
I am the victim.
They didn't announce themselves initially. All we heard, or I heard, that knocking, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? Do I want to open my door at 5:30 in the morning when I can get killed?
That's what happened.
Oh, there's one more thing, sir.
I am the victim. I am the victim. I am the victim.
Oh, one more thing. One more thing.
I am the victim. I am the victim.
Just one more thing, sir. Oh, listen, just one more thing.
I am the victim. I am the victim.
One thing.
But I did notice that KJ is not tweeting whatsoever about you. And you're tweeting about her. And I just know how she is. She's printing every single thing off. And she's going to go show it for her counterclaim. And I'm sorry. In my belief, I think she wins on that. Because I think if you show, just like me, if they look at my Twitter and they see it's full of Katie Joy, I can't cry with the court. I can't go and say she's the harasser when she's not talking about me, but my whole Twitter is dedicated to her.
Yeah,
that's all I'm trying to paint.
I'm going to point out to people, though, I am not going to live my life in fear of her, and I think freedom of speech is important, and I will stand my ground and say what the fuck I want as long as it's true, and it's within my rights to do so. I will stand by that. And if it affects me later on, it bites me in the ass, that's what I have to live with. But I've been very honest about that, is that I have a right to defend myself. I stand by everything I've said. I've said nothing that wasn't true. So therefore, in a court of law, she has to prove that something, she's the allegation she's made against me, she has to provide evidence for. And what I put on Twitter does not give her any evidence for that.
Okay, wait. So you're saying if you took screenshots of her Twitter and screenshots of your Twitter, you don't think a judge would think you're the harasser?
The judge,
even though you're defending yourself.
The judge goes by what's in the claim. The claim is that she has said these things about me and I've defended myself on my Twitter. That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment. That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment. And I've defended myself on my Twitter. That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment, right? That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment. I'm going to point out to people, though, I'm sorry, but I am not going to live my life in fear of her, and I think freedom of speech is important, and I will stand my ground and say what the fuck I want as long as it's true, and it's within my rights to do so. I will stand by that. I have a right to defend myself. I stand by everything I've said, and I've defended myself on my Twitter. That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment. That's not harassment. Defending yourself is not harassment. Right?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that.
Defending yourself is not harassment. I have a right to defend myself. Defending yourself is not harassment. Right?
One more thing, sir.
I am the victim.
When a bully or somebody who is doing things to you and doesn't allow you a choice to get away from that person. When somebody is violated, when somebody is molested, when somebody is raped, when somebody has been accosted, when somebody has been assaulted, their choice was taken away. When Tina said, you took that choice away from me, I don't think there's anything that could be more powerful because you did take that choice away from Sharla.
And Molly Golightly lost her channel. I mean, 80,000 subs, making thousands of dollars a month, lost her channel because they targeted her.
Yep.
And it was targeted. It absolutely was targeted.
It was.
I am the victim.
It was.
And I don't know why that the VP was. He, myself, and Todd Chrisley were working together to show YouTube, and it's all public that she was violating terms of service. And so people could say, "Oh, Steve's trying to cancel Katie Joy." Absolutely, because I believe it's Molly Golightly has not frivolously tried to silence people by TROs. Molly Golightly, she hasn't used reprehensible pejoratives towards people to try to stigmatize them. That's Katie Joy. There's a huge difference.
If you compare Molly Golightly to Katie Joy, I mean, that's just, come on. Katie Joy is 1 billion times worse. 1 billion times worse. There's been some newer people coming around that, again, I don't want to deal with new people unless they're vetted. And I mean, but vetted is that I don't want to, like, first of all, just an avatar. I want at least to know this is an actual person. Like you, I know you're an actual person, right? I'm not saying that I have to dox somebody, but I'm not taking the chance by these no-name figure, names that are just spewing nonsense or spewing things they cannot substantiate. I have to have evidence. I have to have evidence.
Absolutely.
Evidence.
I am the victim.
One more thing.
That was the most dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my life.
There were so many times that my jaw just dropped out of the sheer stupidity.
I gotta deliver justice, boys.
Dude,
I gotta send justice.
Justice, truth, and the American way.
I was so fucking bored, but then the second they brought up the fucking 1,000th fans mourning,
dude, it's like he legit believes the DOJ is gonna turn this into a fucking Supreme Court issue, bro. It's a YouTube channel.
Landmark Supreme Court case.
I will never get over Bo Black's yelling, "A channel died, Shannon. Have some respect."
Bo Black, I gotta say, I felt for you that entire thing.
Bo
You were
Black's
barely able to hide your contempt for that guy.
We had some base. You derailed it again.
I just don't want to air somebody else's dirty laundry without their permission, and I think Steve kind of bringing any of that up in the first place is kind of not cool.
It's very untoward, but that's Steve in a nutshell. Steve will say, "Well, I'm above this, but did you hear about this?"
Nobody's ever accused Steve of being cool, by the way. I just want to say.
No one has ever said Steve is cool.
Yeah,
like
he's
even
a
people
lot
that
of
like
things.
him.
Steve's cool, guys.
Shut up, Ben. You were before the show. You were like, "Steve's the biggest fucking loser ever."
Shut up.
Ben was like, "I bet he's got dick cheese."
I don't have access to Emily Lee Baker. Yes, Emily Lee Baker knows who I am. I for some reason, she doesn't seem to like me. I don't know why.
There's been a long history, especially with me. Yeah, I know you guys. I know you guys are going to be surprised to hear this, but there are a lot of people on the internet that don't like me. There are a lot of people on the internet that don't like me. I don't know why either. I don't. Actually, I do. Yeah, I don't. They don't like me because I don't like them because I don't think they're good people. And they've tried to smear me forever and run these crazy narratives. Crazy narratives. And then they'll take what I say and they just amplify it 10 times differently than what I meant it by, because they want to take it out of context and think I'm some kind of horrible person. Whatever. I don't deal with those people. I don't care what they have to think. I've lost all care what those people think of me on the internet. I just don't care. And somebody will say, well, Steve, didn't you sue Katie Joy for defamation or try to? Yeah, but that was like, years ago when, I had a lot more of a following, a lot more income coming from the internet. And so my reputation was a very important thing. And she was trying to defame me on that. But now I work full time and I've reached the point where I don't care what anybody thinks. Crazy narratives. I just don't care. And somebody will say, well, Steve, didn't you sue Katie Joy for defamation or try to? Yeah, but that was like, years ago when, I had a lot more of a following, a lot more income coming from the internet. And so my reputation was a very important thing. And she was trying to defame me on that. Well, that's why I stayed away from those people. I have my own fucking dealings with her.
That's why I finally started blocking people on Twitter, because it's like, it was impacting my mental health every day.
It's hard not to when you have people like, like for example, now it's no big deal. She won't even mention my name, so I don't give a shit. Yeah. So she will never mention my name. She doesn't want her followers knowing about me. At all.
Nope, sure doesn't.
She does not know.
So she does what's called historical revisionism. When she has to like start over again and rebrand herself, that's what she does. And so she'll just burn everything to the ground and restart over again. My channels have evolved. And right now, it's a new month. It is time for a new evolution. I put my Twitter on private. I am blocking people left and right. So if you see my Twitter numbers go down, it's because I don't give a flying fuck. I'll go down to 1,000. If that's 1,000 people or cool people that I want to talk to and associate with and have in my life, I'll keep them. Burn everything to the ground and restart over again under this new guise. She'll just say, hey, look, I've learned from my lessons. I want to start again. I'll be talking about this. I don't want to talk about the older stuff. And she'll never mention my name. I would be really surprised if Katie Joy ever mentioned my name again, because she doesn't want people finding out about me. I will tell Dee on this, even though I have a very strong personal stake in this, and I am biased because I loathe this woman with the bottom of my heart. I do believe that I am her greatest threat when it comes to information. What I mean by saying that I'm a intellectual threat to her is that she will not mention my name.
We got the top 8 answers on the board. Fill in the blank.
Intellectual.
My bad. That's the dumbest thing you could have said. What are you, an idiot? What you saying for? It's not gonna be up there.
Intellectual threat.
I'm a intellectual threat to her is that she will not mention my name. She is scared that anybody who knows of me will find out the truth about her. And this is something that's very notable. She'll talk about a lot of people. She will discuss a lot of people. When's the last time she even mentioned my name?
I haven't heard that in forever, like years.
Yeah, and I believe there's a very strong reason for that, because I had the strongest case against her.
When I read it, I seem to remember thinking it was pretty garbage.
She doesn't want people finding about me, but I do think that when it comes to what I know, I'm the biggest threat Katie has, because I have all the evidence she lied and she misused me too. And so if her subs knew that, which I can, that she lied and misused me too, I think she would lose a lot of following. And she knows it. Sometimes she won't talk about me, because I do think I'm her biggest threat when it comes to that. Biggest threat. She will not mention my name. When's the last time she even mentioned my name? What I have to support it. And by the way, you guys hanging in there out there? You guys are awfully quiet in live chat. That means you guys are usually listening, like intently. If there's nobody chatting, it's like that's kind of good actually. It means you're listening. By the way, is my live chat stuck or is it something on my end? Can somebody just type something? Can somebody let me know that we're still live? I'm getting concerned now. Hello, anybody out there? Anybody can? Anybody out there? Anybody? Anybody? Josh says we're live. You know, I probably should be watching the live chat too, but making sure they can hear everybody. Can you guys hear? They haven't bitched yet, so that's probably yes. I'll try to move this over so I can watch the live chat. Please ask questions as we go. By the way, if you guys got questions, please ask as we go along here. Live chat's pretty quiet, which means you know what happens when the live chat's quiet? They're paying attention. Which, by the way, you can talk about whatever you want, but I've always noticed that when the live chat's quiet, people are really intent what's going on.
Intently listening.
Oh, just one more thing, please.
I can't imagine her lawyer saying, look, here's the discovery. We have nothing. They have exculpatory evidence. We'll get devastated if this goes to trial because the jury is going to annihilate in punitive damage. I mean, it could be, we're only asking for 50, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in punitive damages.
If it goes, yes.
If it goes to a jury. He has an obligation to tell her, this is not good. You need to settle.
When I read it, I seem to remember thinking it was pretty garbage.
This is not good. 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 We'll get devastated if this goes to trial. Annihilate in punitive damage. I mean, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in punitive damages. Annihilate.
You weren't in a discovery
so
phase. You might have been sharing information as part of this process, but you weren't in the discovery phase.
She was actually, my lawyer wanted her to have it on the discovery, the pre-discovery, as a witness, Natalie as a witness.
You're going into what, discovery?
It was pre-discovery.
She says, I thought you were in the discovery phase with the
Pre-discovery
lawsuit
phase.
months ago.
Yes,
Was that
pre-discovery. Yes,
pre-discovery?
Yes.
Katie Joy is also saying that you haven't even started discovery, so people are raising questions.
Katie Joy can say whatever the fuck she wants. I literally am still paying for legal things. So what the fuck are people talking about? I don't know how
Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Katie Joy is under their tweet, just so you know.
Who?
And she's saying, oh, well, I mean, because you said something that you guys were going to start discovery. I saw you tweet it.
Pre-discovery. Yes, we did.
Okay. She's saying, well, if he wants discovery, then he needs to start discovery. So people were like, wait, what? So it's a fraud? So again, I'm just trying to help.
It was called initial disclosures. Can you guys elaborate on what?
You weren't in that phase either.
You're so cold to them. You're just shouting about it. Don't forget, he's trying to tell us.
That's just a factual claim. And I'm taking a factual claim back. That's not true.
So he's paid the $5,000 for the retainer for the defamation suit, but then he had about $600 left from something else that he had with these people.
He's getting a bad deal. I was able to determine it was crap for free.
But check this out. We have about $8,000 in receipts, and the only thing Steve did was mail Katie Joy a piece of paper.
Well, paid $75 for someone to send it to him, but yeah.
$75 to send it to him. But again, so we got about $8,000 in legal fees for not filing the lawsuit. I need to get these lawyers jobs. Please pay me $8,000 not to file a lawsuit. So that's a
lot of money. That is a lot of money. I mean, to get out the door with an initial complaint. I mean, it's half that. If you know, yeah.
This is insane. So I know.
What was he? I think he was thinking like that she wouldn't want to take it that far, and like she would settle, and he'd have the profit from if he met his goal and money from her, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm rich, bitch." You know what I'm saying? Like, was that the goal?
It was shit lawsuit.
I'm a very, very frugal person.
I
I used to make a lot more money than I make now. Because all of a sudden, when I'm making less than I've ever made in my life, I'm suddenly going to do tax evasion? No, it doesn't work that way. You usually do tax evasion when you're making a lot of money and you want to hide that from the government. I'm not making that much. I get all my taxes back. There's nothing to evade. When you make under a certain amount, you get almost all your taxes back, if not more, because of an earned income credit or whatever. Why would I do tax evasion when I don't even make that much? My taxes for that year was $4,000. I don't pay any taxes on $4,000. I get all that back.
I'm frugal for a reason. I literally had saved up for like 2 years. Every dime I have is going into this lawsuit. Why am I investing, all my money and every dime that I make, over the next 9 months into a lawsuit that I don't think I'm gonna get something out of? Why am I investing, all my money and every dime that I make, over the next 9 months into a lawsuit that I don't think I'm gonna get something out of? Am I even gonna buy a car? Nope, I don't have a car. One of the reasons I don't save a car is to save money. I walk to work. I don't even take the bus. Anything to save a dime. I haven't gone out and seen a movie in ages. I'm living with a friend in a studio apartment, and every little bit helps. I'm frugal. People know that. I'm so frugal in life. I don't buy anything for myself. That's how frugal I really am. I don't ever go out and spend $100, $200 on anything. Even my laptop, I paid $90 for. Because I sit here, I have these coupons that I clip because people know I'm frugal as hell. No joke, I'm frugal. I clip coupons, man. Every dollar I account for. I have to struggle because I'm not a man of means. By the way, I want people to see something. You guys don't know this, and I hate doing this, but I think I have no choice at this point. People ask, well, how do you afford $175 rent? I live in a studio, like literally a closet that is 6 by 6. But this is how small my room is. So it's $175 a month, and that's how I can afford to live. So by people think that I'm making some kind of massive amount of money, you're out of your fucking minds. And it's really goddamn depressing when I live in a Cracker Jack box. For God's sake. When I live in a Cracker Jack box. Like literally a closet.
It was shit lawsuit.
Is my live chat stuck? Hello? Anybody out there? Anybody? Anybody?
Couple months,
up to
right?
9 months, I think, left to be filed in court. It will be filed in court before that time. Not going to live it, or because what happens is it gets dismissed with prejudice in Minnesota. So once you initiate these proceedings, you have to file, and I will be filing. I will be filing. Like I said, I have to take a loan out to get this in the court system. If she doesn't settle, then I will.
I think that she might settle
that's what she's hoping.
after.
Probably it expires. Oh no! If that's your legal strategy, it is a very bad one. Oh no! Oh no! If that's your legal strategy, it is a very bad one. Oh no! Oh no! It gets dismissed with prejudice. You have no idea what is going on. You have no idea what is going on. I assure you on this.
What if
I'd like this from Steve or Craig. How's the case that has no filing number nor judge assigned dismissed exactly? Ooh, I know the answer, Steve.
I found it in 30 seconds.
5.04a.
It took me 30 seconds to find that answer on Google. I don't know why.
Help you out with legal education point, Steve. Now you know.
My college law course, I thought was a breeze.
Understand this, how deceptive this is, because you guys just heard the clip. All of you people watching now heard the clip of him saying he knew for a fact that his case would be dismissed with prejudice if he didn't file.
How do I get it to where I can get it? Okay, first of all, like I said, I have 6 more months to file or it gets dismissed with prejudice. I don't have enough to continue all the way. I can get it filed.
He knew for a fact that his case would be dismissed with prejudice if he didn't file. And look what he's saying now.
Yep.
That shows you the mentality and the deception that he's throwing out there to people that he knows he's lying. He knows he's lying.
You have no idea what is going on. You have no idea what is going on. I assure you on this.
Steve finally acknowledges by September 6th that he did not file in court. After all the kicking and screaming, he finally acknowledges it.
As people know, I wasn't able to file. I've already addressed, some of the reasons why.
Then he goes on to read Katie's counterclaim to his hip pocket service with Nikki 38. Now, here he does mention he wanted to show she lied in court, but he had an interesting method for showing that, and a rather odd rationale for why he did not file. One of the main reasons why he didn't, it is because he wanted Katie to file her counterclaim first.
All I can say is that my position is this. If you're supporting Katie Joy or any of the people that she puts out information to get her information out, I want nothing to do with you. I just don't.
Stay the fuck away from us.
Yeah, because you're part of the problem. You know, and that's it. That's it. But I think that we've made a pretty good case that, this is all bullshit. Why didn't you file? Well, now you know. The reason why is because I want her to file this. I was waiting for her to file this.
Has anyone ever filed a counterclaim lawsuit first?
I was waiting for her to file this because I want her to prove her allegations against me. If she can't prove her allegations against me, I don't care if I win a defamation suit as much as showing people that she lied about me, which was the whole fucking reason I sued in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people can't understand that. So people in the peanut gallery wanting to throw stones and go, oh, you didn't file. You guys don't have a clue what was going on if you didn't message me about it like I asked you to.
Yeah, that's all I gotta do. If you're literally an open book, just go ask them anywhere, Twitter, whatever. Go ask. They'll show you.
So hopefully I can put this to rest for a while because it's not my fun thing talking about Katie. I don't enjoy it. I really fucking don't.
Yes, you heard that right. Steve was waiting for Katie to file her counterclaim first. Her counterclaim.
You have no idea what is going on. I do really seriously want to go to court and take Katie Joy Polson to court on defamation per se for her to make her case. And when she can't, not only will I be vindicated, it'll show her followers that she is a manipulative liar. And I will stand my ground on that and willing to do so. We have the receipts. We have all the information we need to show Katie Polson is lying. And I can prove that in a court of law. And I intend to.
He kept talking, right? He postured and talked a big game, but when it came time to deliver, he said he would take her to court twice. He didn't deliver either time. He took the L, stormed off, and cried victim.
I am the victim! I am the victim!
When it mattered the most, he bent the knee.
We have the receipts. We have all the information we need to show Katie Polson is lying. And I can prove that in a court of law. And I intend to. We have all the information we need to show Katie Polson is lying. And I can prove that in a court of law. And I intend to. I intend to.
Why is Jimmy Fallon dancing? Is he a Katie Joy supporter? Is he happy Steve didn't move forward in fighting the HRO with his mountain of evidence?
We'll get devastated if this goes to trial because the jury is going to annihilate in punitive damage. I mean, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in punitive damages.
I've always won. People know that I've won every court case I've had, and I've been mocked for that. But it's true. Go look.
I have overwhelming evidence now.
He makes her look smart. He makes her look good.
And I intend to.
One more thing, sir. I almost forgot. One more thing that I wanted to check on.
Out saying that she was going to make a video on me. That really actually set me off. I did not need to see that. I'm more than happy to just let him leave me alone. But he forced my hand, so I called the police. I actually called the police on him. I know what he does. I know he has illegal firearms. I know that he is deeply entrenched in the alt-right. I know that he has a lot of cocaine in his house. Yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked. I even talked to them on the phone. So, who knows? Maybe they'll pay him a visit very soon.
Really? Really, Tommy? It wasn't swatting. He was actually reporting a crime. Okay. Well, first of all, Ian Miles Cheong said that he didn't call the cops on Andy, and it turns out, well, that was a lie. All right. Also, he said the reason why he was calling the cops was because Andy was making a video on him. So you mean to tell me there's a crime going on, you know about this crime, you're not going to do anything about it, okay? Until they decide to make a YouTube video on you, then you're like, okay, well, I better report this crime. Well, that's swatting, Tommy.
Hopefully soon the Mississauga police will be paying him a nice little visit. I told them that he was armed and dangerous, because he is. He's got guns, and that he's prone to bouts of schizophrenia and bouts of violence. So he might be in for a treat. It's all true, by the way. He is prone to all these things, so Yeah, that's not just me trying to get him killed. That's actually true. They need to be careful.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a SWAT attack.
Crazy narrative.
That sounds like him trying to kind of manipulate these facts. He believed that he had drugs, and okay, you believe he has drugs, fine. You believe he has illegal weapons in his house. I guess I can kind of see that, but the way that he kind of manipulated these facts and went as far as to tell the police that he's armed and dangerous.
Narrative.
There were a lot of people defending Ian in the case of this situation, and some of the mental gymnastics these people were going to defend Ian was nuts. We have a situation where we know Andy was swatted. Now we know Ian called the police. Anyone can put 2 and 2 together, look at that situation and say, okay, Ian's the one that swatted him. But like I said, some of these people were going through some crazy mental gymnastics. They were saying, oh, well, yeah, he admits to calling the police, but he didn't swat him. He was just reporting that Andy has all these illegal drugs and stuff like that. Even if that was the case, why didn't he report the crime when he heard about the crime? Why did he wait until he heard Andy was gonna make a video about him? The other thing is, a lot of people were playing this semantics game about, well, the SWAT team didn't show up, so that's not a swatting. That's not how it works. Yes, swatting gets its name from the fact that in most cases SWAT teams show up, but it doesn't matter if the person calls with the intent to do some kind of harm to the person or disrupt the person's day. It doesn't matter if the SWAT team shows up. It doesn't matter if a couple of detectives show up. Any calls to emergency medical services in an attempt to disrupt your day, in an attempt to act out a prank, in an attempt to somehow get revenge on you, that is a swatting. You can play the semantics game all you want. It doesn't matter. It's still a swatting. But some of the people were going to great lengths to try and defend Ian.
Narrative. It's a high stress type call.
I'm the victim.
Crazy narratives.
It's a high stress type call. My personal space was violated by loud banging at my door at 5:30 in the morning, waking all the neighbors that they were asking if Keno's okay. They didn't even announce themselves.
Door. They scared the shit out of you, and they come in all menacing like and shit. That's what happened.
Hey, just a sec, I'll check. Amanda Hug and Kiss? Hey, I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Crazy narratives.
It's a high stress type call. A high stress type call.
Just one more thing.
You are now Katie Joy 2.0. You're trying to revise history. You're trying to change the facts. We have all the facts. You have zero because this only all happened in your freaking mind. And I'm going to treat you just like Katie Joy. Okay, so she says, I now believe it was to make me seem like Nat and Erica. From what they've said on lives, I know little about Nat and never heard of Erica. Yeah, you really don't know about them, do you? Because you did exactly what Nat did. You created this long-winded, surreal, bizarre, delusional narrative in your head. And that's what Nat did. And that pissed off Erica because she was like expecting us just to believe her blindly. But we don't do that here. And I wouldn't expect anybody around my channel to blindly believe stuff without facts. We actually do our due diligence. This is a person who I do not know, who's causing so much havoc in the community for no reason, and she's mentally unwell. And she's another Nat, and I don't know what else to do. I really don't know who to go to, how to stop it, make her go the fuck away, because sure the hell ain't going after her. All we want to be left alone. That's it. Narrative. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like she can do that. Bizarre, delusional narrative. Bizarre narrative. Oh, she's not going to come up. She's not even going to say anything in the live chat. She's a coward. Absolute coward.
Nat had no idea who the fuck I was. The only reason Nat even knows my name is because of Katie Joy. That Katie Joy involved me giving a psychopath my fucking name to try to weaponize her, to try to implicate me in shit that never happened. How am I not supposed to look at that and go, oh yeah, Katie Joy is responsible for this? Who gave Nat my name? Katie Joy. Nat had never even heard of me before. Are we just gonna ignore that fact?
I've never talked about Nat that much. Why? Because she's just scary, to say the least. And I didn't want to deal with any of her stuff. I have never talked to Nat directly. I've never talked to her indirectly. I've never asked anybody to send anything to Nat, ever. I know nothing about Nat. All I know is she's insane. And that was enough for me to stay the fuck away from her. She's insane. She's insane. I don't know if I feel threatened. I wouldn't want her to, have personal information about me. She's dangerous. But have I ever spoke to Nat in any form of communication whatsoever? Email, text, phone call, hangout, Instagram, Twitter, anything. Have I ever, to your knowledge, had any communication with Nat?
No.
She's dangerous.
Are we just gonna ignore that fact?
Here's the fucking problem. She's trying to say Nat is behind everything, but then saying to Nat, they made fake emails. So who are they? Sure, Nat's behind 99%. She's dangerous.
Are we just gonna ignore that fact?
She's insane. Sure, Nat's behind 99%, but Katie is supporting Nat, it seems. Oh well, he's not a nice person. Again, it's Sam. Okay.
No, you're not.
Just nasty. He was creepy, like weird. The way he talks to women is vile. Really? Kind of a soft-spoken kind of guy.
How he sees himself always cracks me up.
Really? I'm kind of a soft-spoken kind of guy.
I went on my way to make sure that I never talked to that psychopath. I wanted nothing to do with her, and yes, Erin did have some conversations with her, but I'm not Erin. If you want to lump her name into that, fucking Erin can take care of herself. She can argue, why she talked to Nat. But so did Katie Joy. If you want to go after people that talk to Nat, go after Katie Joy. Go after Erin for talking to her. I would never talk to Nat. Nat was a psychopath. I went on my way to make sure that I never spoke to that nut job. I didn't want her freaking messing with my life.
She's dangerous.
Are we just gonna ignore that fact?
She's insane. Scary. Absolute coward. Absolute coward. She's dangerous. She's insane. Scary. Absolute coward.
Are we just gonna ignore that fact?
Oh my.
Narrative.
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Fuck you too!
Like I say, it's just a huge coincidence that this woman has so much beef with these three people that Katie Joy despises. She went hard, extremely hard, for these people that Katie Joy despises. Just a huge coincidence.
Are we just going to ignore that fact? Are we just going to ignore that fact? Are we just going to ignore that fact?
Channel died and have some goddamn respect.
Just a huge coincidence.
Okay, so does everyone like to speculate and pontificate on huge coincidences around here? Okay, let's speculate some. Now, I'm not privy to any special information or significant reasons aside from what creators and community members have posted to their own social media via streams and tweets and just comments under videos, side chat comments, community posts, stuff like that. Given what has been posted, at least the subset that I have seen, let's see if we can work through some of this together and arrive at some well-reasoned logical inferences based upon what we know, paying very close attention to the timeline of events. So let's set the stage. So a person who went by the name Allison created a Facebook group in June of 2022. I believe the objective is to cover, Katie Joy Paulson antics, lawsuits, shenanigans, whatnot. I don't know, whatever people do in these types of groups. So she was the sole admin until she made Sharla an admin a year later on July the 4th, 2023. Now, Sharla was new to the community. She joined the group in May of 2023, I believe, and within a couple of months, Allison had asked her to be an admin to help out. Sharla had a background, some experience being an admin for a much larger group in a different community, so that expertise appealed to Allison. After about 17 days in the admin role, Sharla is ousted by Allison on July 21st, 2023. Sharla suspects foul play and makes those suspicions known on her Twitter and provides reasons for why she feels as she does. Then on July 23rd, just 2 days after getting kicked, Sharla posts screenshots which show that Allison is also no longer an admin on the Facebook page from which Sharla had been ousted. Sharla speculates that Allison had also been kicked. She further speculates that the Allison whom ousted her, who kicked Sharla, is not the same Allison who had created the group and made her the admin. In other words, at some point, that account changed hands. On July 25th, in a rather unceremonious manner, it is revealed that Allison is a YouTuber who went by the screen name All Things Sassy. Now let's move forward a few more days to July 29th. In an effort to squash the claims by Sharla, on July 29th, a screen recording made by Veda is uploaded to Steve's channel. So in the screen recording, Veda proceeds to show it is impossible for her, a moderator, to kick Allison an admin. Now, even if Veda had been made an admin by Allison, which it looks like she had been, it still would not be possible for Veda, the admin, to kick Allison since Allison is the owner. So this is meant to quell Sharla's notion that Allison was kicked by one of Steve's crew. On Steve's live stream the following day, within 24 hours of the posting of the screen recording, it is discovered live that Allison has vanished.
Oh, here we go. Okay, now, so, all right. So, yeah, I think I see it. So, members in this role, Jade, Nicole, Veda, Steve, and Megan. Oh, wait, where did Allison go? Oh, yeah, what else?
Oh, no. Did she leave?
She did leave. Wow. Because before, when I went to hear, you said to remove as admin, right?
Yeah.
That didn't come up for her. It only said, it said something else, but you cannot remove an admin. You cannot. I could not remove her.
Let me go look. She must have removed herself. Let me see if she removed herself.
Because that's the, this is the group that I paused.
Yep,
Right.
she took herself out.
Holy
Woohoo!
cow.
It's ours.
Because
Now, on that same live, Veda reminds Steve to show the screen recording she did, which Steve had posted less than 24 hours earlier.
Hey, Steve, you should show that screen recording I sent you of exactly what I was talking about. It's only 30 seconds long.
Oh shit! You did send me a. That is a good.
I sent you a screen recording explaining.
Just a huge coincidence.
Explaining how
right.
it works.
Yeah. Beta did send me a video. She said, "Hey, Steve, look at this. You cannot remove the original creator."
She was the owner, period, and I just didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that Sharla wasn't going to be able to remove her until I found out she was the owner. I had to go look it up afterward. But now that she's taking herself out, that's great because now she made us all joint owners of this one and mine. So that's great.
Did
and
you
I think that's the fair way to go.
Okay. All right. So let's play this video real quick. All right. Let's watch this video. It's 1.43 minutes long. This is what Veda sent to me to prove to me, evidence that she was correct that you can't remove the original owners. Here we go.
Okay, I just wanted to show you this real quick, Steve. So, let's go to your group. And we go to manage. Go to people real quick. Community roles. Admins. I want you to notice. You can remove me as admin. You can remove that as admin. You can remove Nikki as admin. You can remove me as admin. I can remove you as admin. Megan as admin. When we get to her, there's no choice. You can't.
There you go.
That's because she owns it. The only way to get out of that is her to voluntarily leave the group and give us ownership.
Sharla, you're lying your ass off.
Yes.
Now, this screen recording is presented as incontrovertible evidence that Sharla is lying because it is impossible to kick the group owner by a moderator or even an admin using Facebook tools. Once again, this is a flawed premise. This is a false framing of the argument. This may come as a shock to some, but throughout 99.999+% of human history, there was no Facebook. There was no Facebook tools, there was no internet, yet people still found a way to be vile to one another. They still found a way to intimidate, to bully, to blackmail, to punish, to extort, to threaten, to cause mental anguish, to engage in all manners of corrupt actions to pressure people to do what they wanted them to do. Just as a possibility, consider there are many potential ways to compel a member to vacate their position. But Steve does not want you to consider any other possibility aside from the one that he is giving you. He is restricting the argument to Facebook tools exclusively. Then, once he establishes the framework for his listeners to operate within, having uncritically accepted those constraints, he proceeds to demonstrate that it is impossible to remove a Facebook group owner by an admin using Facebook tools, at which point he claims victory, he claims triumph, and confidently asserts that Sharla is lying.
Sharla, you're lying your ass off.
Yes. Yep,
Right.
she took herself out.
Holy
Woohoo!
cow.
It's ours.
Because
Yeah, you can't. Now it's ours now. I mean, it's too late. It's too late now. What she did was she left the group voluntarily and gave it to us is what she did. Probably not knowing she did, but now it's ours.
well, I have some issues with how Allison handled all this, and so I'm questioning a lot of things. I have no obligation. I'm removing any support and obligation I had to help her because of how she's handled things and left us trying to, hanging. I'm removing any support and obligation I had to help her because of how she has handled things and left us trying to, hanging. I think she owes us a hell of a lot of an explanation.
Allison is no longer on Facebook. She vanished. She kind of left us hanging, and I am taking that rather personal, especially the fact that she hasn't defended us against these ridiculous allegations. Ridiculous allegations by Sharla.
I messaged this person, her real account, on Facebook. I still haven't heard back. We're several days now, 4 days maybe. This person came to Steve, to Vera, for help. Why is it that when shit's coming back around and now blowing back in everyone's faces, this person is now nowhere to be found? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
I said, do you want to take a chance of removing her if she won't give up admin of her outing you? Which is, again, is her just saying it. None of us would ever do that to you, as you know. She did out her, by the way. I know Veda later on outed her, but according to her, according to her, she did out her, by the way. I know Veda later on outed her, but according to her, you know, at that point, I guess Allison didn't care. I don't know the story on that, according to her. But it was Sharla did put that out there. I have to have evidence, but again, it's not her real name. So I think that's what her concern was. Is her real identity. All things sassy is just a content creator name, right? So I don't think that's what she was worried about. I think she was worried about her real identity because Katie Joy goes after people in real life. We know this.
Oh, she did? Veda did post her name? Okay, well. No, you're right, Steve. It is apparently her content creator name, but that's how I know her real name because her content creator name was Dots with her real name, you know? So that's how I was, as soon as I heard her content creator name, I was able to find her real name and account on Facebook and message her.
Now this is confusing. Why would EKC have to explain such basic logic to academia.net pre-peer-reviewed published scholar and critical thinking extraordinaire Steve McRae? Legend has it he has over 120 credit hours and could have breezed through a philosophy curriculum if he had wanted.
All things sassy is just a content creator name, right? So I don't think that's what she was worried about. I think she was worried about her real identity because Katie Joy goes after people in real life. We know this. Down the rabbit hole of bedtime says, so I'm sorry. I thought people were saying they know who Allison was. We knew it was, we know it was sassy. That part is true. It is sassy. We have a voicemail from her, and it's the same voice. I think they sound pretty well identical. So I'm going on the position that it is sassy. But other than that, we don't know who her real name is. No. Why would we care? I don't have to know her real name. I only know her as a content creator.
Steve may not know her real name, at least not off the top of his head, but regardless, Steve does know her real name was put out by Katie. Sassy's Docs was a rather noteworthy event when it happened last year. This man consumes hours of Katie Joy Paulson content on the daily over the past 4 years. Sassy was a well-known creator in this space, and her departure and reason for departure were clearly known to anyone even mildly paying attention. So I think I know why Steve is playing dumb. He's trying to protect Veda's blunder.
Yeah, Sassy had been doxxed by Katie Joy too. I heard that too, Cheryl, but I don't know anything about that story. But I do know that Katie Joy did something to Sassy, and that's why she stopped streaming about a year ago. That part I do remember, but I didn't know the details.
Before proceeding, let's acknowledge a couple of things. One, Steve McRae considers Katie Joy Paulson to be his mortal enemy. Now to Katie, he's not her mortal enemy, he's just this annoying little pest, but to Steve, that is his mortal enemy that he hates, that he loathes with so much passion.
I loathe this woman with the bottom of my heart. You know who I hate? I hate Jimmy Snow. I hate Kyle Curtis. And I mean, even then, they're minimal to certain other people that I hate even more. You know, I hate Katie Joy Paulson, who was a co-host on the show. I loathe her more than anything on this planet, probably, how much I detest her.
Secondly, Steve lies, okay? And he lies often, and he lies freely. He just can't help himself.
But that's exactly what happened. And she sued, she tried to sue me in a hip pocket service for stating that. She tried to sue me in a hip pocket service. She tried to sue me.
I know.
But
it's all out there.
Yes, it sure is.
She tried to sue me.
He lies like it's an involuntary bodily function. It's like the lies are just festering in his gut, yearning to be freed. Him trying to suppress the lies when he talks is like holding in a fart when you pee. It's damn near impossible. he just lets it rip and doesn't care who's around. You know, he lets the lies fly and tells you it's roses. At the very least, he'll make a mountain out of a molehill in service of attacking his mortal enemy. He'll get as petty as anyone, right? He'll talk about her looks, her dog, her Christmas tree, her car, her refrigerator.
The refrigerator.
He makes a mountain out of a molehill. Okay, now follow me on this. Sassy was doxxed by Katie Joy Paulson. It is uncontroversial. Regardless of what some people may think about Sassy or Katie, or some people may think it's justified, some people may think screw Sassy, whatever. But it's a negative action. So, Steve McRae, who considers Katie Joy Paulson as his mortal enemy, who makes a mountain out of a molehill to attack Katie Joy Paulson, is gifted a mountain. Gifted an actual mountain, and he's over here like, mountain? Mountain? What mountain? Oh, some people say there's a mountain. I don't know. I guess I'll take your word on it. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it.
I don't know anything about that story, but I do know that Katie Joy did something to Sassy, and that's why she stopped streaming about a year ago. But I didn't know the details. I don't know anything about that story.
We know you know, Steve.
I don't know anything about that story.
She seems to think that she's going to go around and dox people and pull up their records.
She did. Yeah, she doxed all things Sassy and her husband, and she's done things like doxing all things Sassy. I know that all things Sassy was doxed.
And that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that story. I don't know anything about that story. Why should I have to be the person who've had to defend myself against false accusations that any reasonable person would know that she's bullshitting on because she has no evidence for it whatsoever? I mean, it's that's the ridiculous part, right? It's like, it's so ridiculous that the victims have all the onus. That's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part. The victims have all the onus. That's the sad part, you know?
But it's Veda Adams just been, hey, Sassy, and people know it is, you know, unfortunately it came out, yes, but I don't think Sassy really cared about her being doxxed as far as her creator name. I think it was her real name. I'm assuming that was really kind of the problem. But I don't think Sassy really cared about her being doxxed as far as her creator name. I think it was her real name. I'm assuming. I don't think Sassy really cared. I'm assuming. I don't think Sassy really cared. She used to be someone called All Things Sassy on the internet, and she had, I'm not gonna say problematic behavior initially, but you know, it's hard. It was hard to get a read on her. I'll give her that. I'm not gonna say problematic behavior initially, but you know, it's hard. It was hard to get a read on her. I'll give her that. I'm not gonna say problematic behavior initially, but it was hard to get a read on her.
I do know if I get that far, I have no doubt that I'll win because I have the evidence that she doesn't. But I haven't got to the right people to help me with it, get it promoted, to help fund it. People that have means. I mean, if you're worth, you know, $100 million, hey, help a brother out, right? Or even if you have 200,000 subs, maybe help me out by just talking about my lawsuit, getting it out there. Even if you have 100,000 subs.
I seem to remember thinking it was pretty garbage.
But not a lot of people are talking about it. I have to sit there and struggle to get justice. I have to struggle because I'm not a man of means. I don't have the means like Cardi B, and I don't have the connections that she has. I don't have the ability to get my information out there as she has. And I don't have access to Emily D. Baker. Yes, Emily D. Baker knows who I am. I for some reason, she doesn't seem to like me. I don't know why. I don't know why she wouldn't talk about this. If Katie Joy has lied about this, which can be well established, why are not channels talking about this? I don't know. I just don't know. This could be a very large YouTube lawsuit, considering what just happened with Carly B. Considering that she just had something very similar happen to her, what's the difference? Here you have a person that's lying about me, that's saying falsity. Who cares about Steve? Yeah, he got screwed over by Katie. Yeah, she lied about him. Yeah, she's lying about him and Aaron and Tina and a lot of other people, but whatever. They're not of significant consequence. It's just odd. My voice seems to be meaningless to certain people.
I'm not gonna say problematic behavior initially, but you know, it was hard to get a read on her. I'll give her that. I'm not gonna say problematic behavior initially, but it was hard to get a read on her.
So during a live stream on July 30th, EKC reads DM sent to her by both Veda and Sharla. Apparently they each had sent EKC a subset of their respective correspondence with Allison, the group owner. Now Sharla sent about 30 screenshots of conversations between her and Allison, it looks like, via a Google Drive. And it appears Veda had sent EKC some images in addition to a screen recording of the DMs, and EKC has apparently screenshot different portions of that screen recording to share with the viewers. Now there are several moments in this video where you'll see EKC visibly perplexed, seemingly attempting to grapple with some type of contradiction or inconsistency or outright falsehood that she had just read from Allison. Now I won't be delving into these conversations extensively, but I'll leave the link to the video in the description if you wish to check it out. The first batch of messages that EKC shows is correspondence between Sharla and Allison sent by Sharla. Now these messages span several days and are from the first half of July. The second set that EKC shows is correspondence between Veda and Allison sent by Veda. Again, these are largely screenshots EKC has taken from a screen recording provided by Veda. We see that the start date for the conversations with Veda is July the 9th. Not only is it the start of the screen recording, but it appears to be the start of their first interaction ever in this Facebook group. And there's a message on the 13th and also on the 14th of July as well. Now, before I continue, let's take a look at the month of July of 2023. It's important to keep some of these dates in mind. Then the next message we see has a timestamp of Friday. For messages received or sent within the past week, within the past 7 days, the timestamp will show the day, as in the day of the week, the name, like Monday, Tuesday, etc. Or it could also say today or yesterday. Now, if there are many messages on a specific day, often only the timestamp of the first message will show on most communication platforms, but that depends upon the interval of time between successive messages. On this one, it shows the day again. Enough time must have elapsed for the software to timestamp it again, but usually subsequent messages will only have the times, rather than repeating the day again just to eliminate redundancy. The timestamp for any message beyond 1 week, in addition to simply timestamping the day, it'll show the specific day, as in the calendar date, as in the month and the day. At times it'll show both the number as well as the name of the day. Once again, that timestamp will typically only be provided on the first message of that specific date, and subsequent messages on the same date will not show that by default unless an arbitrary duration of time has elapsed between successive messages, prompting a new timestamp. Now, this is not some exclusive feature for Facebook. You can look at your own smartphone text message conversations with your friends, whether you have iPhone, iOS, or Android, depending upon the operating systems or the communication platforms, or whether you're viewing it on a desktop or a smartphone. You may have to move your cursor over the message or use your finger to press down and push inward on your smartphone to show the time. Now, the reason I've spent some time explaining this is because the message between Veda and Allison shows Friday, and most subsequent messages EKC shows don't have the day timestamped. But we can infer they're all from Friday. In fact, as she's wrapping up the DM portion between Veda and Allison, it still shows Friday once more, okay? Except it's evening now. So we can infer, aside from the first 3 messages, they're all from Friday, the same Friday. So which Friday could it be? The only Friday this can reasonably be is Friday the 21st. It's not the 14th because the calendar date for that day is specified. We can also eliminate Friday the 28th for a couple of reasons. We know, based upon what Sharla posted, that Allison is no longer the admin and most likely deactivated altogether by Sunday, July 23rd. Now, perhaps she's no longer an admin, but still in the Facebook group as a member. Perhaps, maybe. But then we'd still have to reconcile this other tweet by Veda on Tuesday, July 25th. Okay, so this tells me a couple of things. First of all, the very act of going to Twitter to tweet this message at all indicates to me that Allison is no longer in the Facebook group by this date, and so Twitter was a last-ditch effort to get Allison or Sassy's attention. Okay, so let's say that was not the case, and Allison is still in the group in some capacity. Well, since it's highly improbable that Allison would be on cordial speaking terms with Veda after her wishes for privacy and protection of her identity had been so callously violated, we can reasonably infer that this is not the Friday following that Tuesday, but rather before that Tuesday. So for all these reasons, this message is Friday the 21st, as well as all subsequent messages that EKC shows here. The screen recording is done sometime after Allison is gone, but within 7 days of Friday the 21st. My guess is July 25th, the same day as this tweet. Now, Friday the 21st is a noteworthy date because that's the day that this Allison kicks Sharla from the group. So in other words, every single message that gives EKC pause while reading Allison's messages that sounds alarm bells and triggers red flags and causes her to look confusingly at the camera, trying to make sense of what she's reading, trying to process and calling out BS, was a message by Allison from DMs with Veda sent to EKC by Veda. And that Allison from that day is the one that kicked Sharla. Okay? Now, incidentally, Steve is all over EKC's live chat in the stream, telling others that the Allison with Sharla sounds fake.
I want to establish, though, a state of mind, more or less, and not even about Sharla, but about Allison. Because it's completely contradictory to the Allison that you see anywhere else, okay? That's what stood out to me, I think, the most. Now, pay attention here. I was looking over the settings today and was looking to see who was doing what. So that tells me that she can operate a group. She can operate the activity log in a group, so she can see exactly which admins are doing which tasks in a group, right? Now here Steve asks, Allison, can you make a screenshot of the actual chat log of who removed whom as well? Allison says, oh shit, I don't know about any of that. I don't know what chat logs and all that. Yeah, no, LOL. Well, because you were saying to Sharla that you were viewing these logs, basically. You were viewing the activity, which is the activity logs for the moderation. You were saying that you were viewing them, and that's why you removed me, because you didn't see any activity really from me. But now, and after all of that, when you and Sharla already had your falling out pretty much just about, Steve says, well, can you make a screenshot of the actual chat log and see who removed whom? I don't know about any of that. Like, now all of a sudden you're fucking clueless when it comes to like social media and shit, right? Like, why are we playing dumb now? I don't get it. Okay, oh, here we go. Another one. Allison says, right? I saw that and like it fell over. Again, I wasn't even aware activity log was a thing until Vada showed how to get in it. And I was like, oh my God. But the good thing is there is all your proof that I'm not lying. Because if somebody lied to Sharla, you knew exactly what activity log was, right? So yeah. Seems like the story, the narrative, whatever, it changes depending on who this person is talking to. It changes depending on who this person is talking to. I find it odd that Allison is now trying to tell Vada that it wasn't her, that it was actually Sharla who was the dominant one and who came for her. I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, you know? I don't think that that's accurate. So this is what I mean by, I don't know who's doing what here behind the scenes or who's up to what or whatever. I don't know. But it sure seems like somebody is. She has been in everyone's DM. She tells me every day, oh, I talked to X last night, and I'm smacking my forehead like, stay out of DMs. See, I didn't see that in the messages that I read, the group of messages I read before this. I didn't see Allison at all telling Sharla to stay out of DMs, like she's hitting her head up against the wall or something, you know? She seemed like she was perfectly fine with the fact that Sharla was in people's DMs. That was my impression anyway. And here she's talking about Katie. Yeah, the bitch accused me of working with Nat and helping Nat do these things. Like, what the fuck? She doesn't deserve a platform, period. This right here. This is another thing that made me think. Allison says, I have a handful of people, and that is it. This Sharla shit has had me nervous as fuck. Vada says, that's it. I can't read what it says, but I think Vada was saying something like, Aaron's, had my back before or whatever. To which Allison says, Aaron's always had mine as well. I would say that that's not true. I never had this person's back. I would definitely fall on the side of, yeah, no, Aaron didn't have your back. So the fact that this person is saying that I had their back, it makes me kind of wonder who they really are, because the person they're claiming to be, I do not think would be saying that. I don't see them ever saying Aaron's always had mine as well. I just don't see that. I even told her Aaron rarely responds and she works and she has a channel. She wasn't trying to hear it. Now here's my issue with that, is that if Allison is in fact this creator that they've claimed to be, but this creator has never known me at the job I'm at now. So I'm not sure, but this person speaks as though this is some known thing with me. And the creator she's claiming to be, I don't think would speak like that. So, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even know why I want to share this, but I want to share this one because, I don't know, I feel like it's weird. Okay, so on this I thought was weird. So, oh, okay, yeah, this was a fucking big bull-faced lie. I don't know, that kind of stands out to me. And it seems like now a different picture is trying to be painted. That's what it looks like. Oh, here we go. Yep, another big, huge fucking lie.
So there were some comments by Allison from a group chat, from a private group chat, that also gave EKC and Steve pause, namely the message where Allison feigns ignorance of basic Facebook tools such as activity logs and chat logs and whatnot. Okay, so not only is this contradictory from the Allison in early July, it seems rather strange that any owner, especially the sole administrator of a group of 3,000 members for over a year, would be so ignorant about basic Facebook tools. Also, let's pay attention to when this message was in the group chat.
But it says Veda added participant, hey Sassy, and people know it is,
No one has shown any messages from Allison after July 21st.
Oh shit, I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know what chat logs and all that. Yes, which is really kind of surprising here. Aaron astutely pointed out the other day that the Allison that was talking to Sharla in their DMs seems to know about chat logs and how to do all that stuff. Astutely. But here she's like, oh, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So which is it? Do you know how to operate an admin and group and do the chat logs, or you don't? It was really odd. It was really odd, the conversations between the Allison that Sharla had been talking to that showed her DMs, and the ones that we have been talking to Allison, they didn't seem to be the same person. It was really odd. It didn't seem to be the same person for some reason. At least, I don't know. The tone was completely different. Completely different. So I don't know what to make of the screenshots that she's producing. I can verify all these. These are literally these are coming right off Messenger right now.
Both EKC and Steve are saying that the Allison in the DMs with Sharla is different from the Allison you'll see anywhere else. Steve goes on to say, well, I don't know about Sharla screenshots, but what he is showing is directly from Messenger. And EKC says that the conversations with Sharla are different than you'll see anywhere else, implying the conversations with Sharla are the outliers.
It's completely contradictory to the Allison that you'll see anywhere else.
Let's delve into this a bit more deeply. That's an interesting phrasing, that you will see anywhere else. All that we can see is what has been posted for us to see. What are these creators posting for us to see that we are at their mercy? And all we see are messages from July 21st. Now, I'm sure Allison has spoken with various creators in the group throughout July, but aside from Sharla, no one has shown hardly any messages from Allison aside from July 21st. Out of sight, out of mind. Whereas Sharla had posted screen recordings of conversations with Allison, which spanned several days, I think even multiple weeks. Sharla was just firing these away, sharing these conversations. Now, under normal conditions, people do not post DMs, but this is an extraordinary circumstance, to say the least, when individuals and creators are maligning your character and attributing negative intent and malice to your actions, attributing psychopathy, attacking your sanity. All bets are off. You have to air out what you can to substantiate your side of the story, and air it out. Sharla did, extensive screen recordings, not just portions of conversations out of context. I mean, she put it all out there. I mean, here it is, full context, have at it. Screen recording after screen recording after screen recording, trying to be fully transparent from the looks of it, and rather than addressing the quality of Sharla's tweets and the content of the messages and the quality of the arguments, many instead chose to attack the quantity. Well, she was tweeting a lot, but what she was tweeting was relevant. I mean, the tweets were not about, people's chins and eyebrows and refrigerators.
Refrigerator.
This was a person trying to do her best to get the reader to understand where she was coming from. And her tweets and her screenshots and her screen recordings bolstered her view, her defense against the smears and defamation against her. One very important thing that I noticed in reading these conversations between Sharla and Allison that Sharla had posted last year is that they felt like natural conversations between two distinct people, two unique personalities. Nothing felt forced or awkward. It felt like a free-flowing, organic, natural human interaction between two unique figures, engaging in sarcasm, banter, pleasantries, jokes. There were emojis. I mean, it felt like there was a bond, a mutual respect. It felt human. They didn't just talk internet drama, but also inquired about what one another did on the weekend, and there was talks about birthdays. However, all the other conversations anywhere else did not seem that way to me at all. They seemed transactional. It felt very business, and they were almost exclusively from July 21st, whereas Sharla's DMs spanned several days, possibly weeks. Unfortunately, I don't have access to these screen recordings that Sharla had posted because this Twitter account does not exist anymore. Most of what I have are just screenshots that I had taken last year. But thanks to EKC's video, we're able to see some of those conversations, and I think a good feel for the interaction is still captured from that subset of conversations that were read. Now, in the group, For the 17 days that she was the admin, she butted heads with some figures in that group, some of the creators, and that's not surprising. She seems like a strict figure, a disciplinarian, and Steve and his friends react to professionalism like a cat does to water, so, I get it. Some drama ensued as a result of that, and for fear of potentially causing Allison any undue stress, as a result of her contentious interactions with some other creators, Sharla had offered to step down as admin from the group in early July. Allison did not want her to leave, and then a week later, this Allison account kicks her after begging her to stay. This does not make sense to Sharla.
To the group that she then kicked the crazy Twitter lady out, all on her own, like nobody fucking asked her to do shit.
Yep.
And then she came back in and she said, okay, so now I'm going to make you guys admin, then I'm going to leave the group, so it won't even be my group anymore.
And
so she wasn't even kicked
account.
out. She did it all on her own. Like nobody even wanted her to go. Nobody even wanted her to go.
Yeah, and
So,
then she
I mean-
deleted her account.
Yeah, and then she just disappeared.
And then a couple of days go by, and Sharla discovers that Allison is no longer in either Facebook group. And since that moment, she has made others aware of the oddities and the shenanigans, and of her suspicions of what had transpired and may have transpired. So while it's true that the Allison in conversations with Sharla sounds different than what you will see anywhere else, the devil is in the details. Anywhere else, what you will see are messages from July 21st. And that Allison from July 21st is suspect AF. And that Allison is the one who kicked Sharla. And that Allison showed up in their private group chat for just that one day.
And Allison was there for a spell, for like a very short period of time, and then she just up and left.
And that Allison just disappeared.
Yeah, and then she just disappeared.
I just want to be sure we're all clear on the facts, based on what these creators themselves have stated and posted.
The tone was completely different. Completely different. So I don't know what to make of the screenshots that she's producing. I can verify all these. These are literally out of these are coming right off Messenger right now.
The identity of the person pushing the buttons and pulling the levers behind this Allison account on this day is what's in question. How about applying some of that critical thinking we've all been hearing so much about over the past decade, huh? A skill is knowledge in practice. Don't just pay lip service and memorize definitions. Apply that critical thinking. Demonstrate. Show us all how it's done.
I mean, and they're also time-stamped, right? I mean, this is not something that can be faked. This is July 21st, July 21st, 2:19 p.m. I mean, you can wait. Can you guys see it? With that bubble point?
We all see it. July 21st. Does anyone have anything by Allison from a prior date that indicates she is or was fed up with Sharla?
Wait, can you guys see it? I'm looking on the outside. Can you guys see that?
So it appears that immediately after Allison removed Sharla, she leaves some comments to give the impression that she had been frustrated with Sharla the whole time, and also expresses fear of Sharla outing her. This Allison then makes Steve and a few of his friends admins and subsequently deactivates.
No, you're good. I'm being serious. You can remove me and it wouldn't hurt my feelings. So she's talking about removing her from the group. Say, no, you can remove me from the group and it won't hurt my feelings. So, but she turned to everyone for help to get Sharla away from her in the group because she didn't want Sharla in the group. Like, and she even said, like, I realized I needed to reach out to people for help. So she realized that she needed help for this and that was what she wanted. But now that it looks like Sharla is out of the group, now she says to Vanna, oh, you can remove me, it won't hurt my feelings. Almost like now this person or these people involved want to just suddenly hand the group over to Katie's like biggest, haters or just detractors, whatever. Why is that? It seems, that I think there might be a reason for it, but I don't know what it is.
By all accounts, all signs point to the fact that the Allison who kicked Sharla was not the same Allison as the one who made her the admin. Okay? Heck, it doesn't even seem like it's the same Allison from any other date that we've seen. So Steve's side wants to put forward this notion that there's some mental instability issues with Allison. Perhaps a mental breakdown of sorts or a burnout. So the only two admins, just to be clear, the only two admins this group ever had just happens to have deep mental health issues. And who doesn't have any problems? Why, Steve and his pals, of course.
Just a huge coincidence.
There's nothing abnormal about experiencing a burnout or a mental breakdown, but isn't the timing interesting? What would have happened if Allison had experienced her burnout or mental breakdown and deactivated before having kicked Sharla? That would have made Sharla the sole admin. I guess it's just fortunate for Steve, and possibly a friend or two, that it happened in the order that it did.
Just a huge coincidence.
So a screen recording just happened to be taken and posted 24 hours before Allison unexpectedly deactivated.
Steve, you should show that screen recording I sent you.
Oh shit, you did send me that is a good.
I sent you a screen recording explaining.
What's with the screen recording anyway? I mean, it's one thing for a community member to do it, but these are YouTube live streamers. They live stream by profession, or at the very least as a major hobby, multiple hours per week. So why not just live stream it? Steve is crying in despair that he doesn't know what to do regarding Sharla. He's in multiple harassment groups regarding Sharla. I'm sorry, not harassment groups, Sharla support groups. These are where creators go to comfort one another against the psychopath Sharla. So he's pulling out his hair. He's at his wit's end trying to figure out how to deal with Sharla. I could shut her down inside of 1 minute if I had the facts on my side. I would not need to raise my voice. I would not need to curse, name call, nothing. If I had the truth on my side, it would be a breeze. 1 minute is all I would need. I would log on to Facebook. I would go to the admin's page. I'd show Allison Jones. I would click the 3 dots. I would show that she is the owner. This is not some sock account. That is the owner. I would have done exactly what Veda did, but I would do it live. 1 minute. What's with the runaround? Why complicate it so much? Why does one person have to screen record and send it to the other person? They're both in the same Facebook group. They are both live streamers. Steve is showing it live right here. Look how easy it is to do.
Beta, Steve, and Megan. Oh, wait. Where did Allison go? Oh, yeah, where did Allison go?
Why couldn't Steve do the exact same thing a week earlier when Sharla had posted this? If not Steve, then how about any other Facebook admin who is also a live streamer? This was such an easy way to have dealt with it. No need to dedicate any Twitter groups, Facebook groups, or Discord groups to Sharla. No need to encourage members to blow up her phone. No need to threaten to punch her teeth in. 1 minute of honesty. 1 minute of honesty is all Steve needed, and he couldn't even do that. Instead of 1 minute of honesty, he gave you 26 hours of lies against a poor woman, which would have been many more hours had Sharla not been granted a TRO against her abuser. He could not find the 1 minute for honesty in his busy day, but he managed to find 26 hours to harass. You think about that. A dozen unsubstantiated criminal accusations, and reaching out to her estranged stepdaughter, bringing her on panel on a stream with him to further trash and humiliate Sharla, calling Sharla's police department on trumped up false pretense because he just didn't know what else to do, the poor guy.
But this is a person who I do not know, who's causing so much havoc in the community for no reason, and she's mentally unwell. And she's another gnat, and I don't know what else to do. I really don't know who to go to, how to stop it, make her go the fuck away. All we want to be left alone. That's it. That's it.
When you make these false allegations, it just doesn't help you. It makes you look like an idiot. Stop it.
Steve just didn't know what to do. I guess he'll just have to stream about her forever.
Stop it.
When you start making shit up and saying that Veda, my there's going to be pushback.
He'll just have to give her all the attention in the world.
We're telling you to stop. We're telling you no. No means no.
I guess he'll just have to make even more unsubstantiated criminal accusations. I mean, after all, what's a guy to do? 1 minute, Steve.
No means no.
1 minute is all he needed if he had the facts on his side, which of course he did not, and he does not, because Sharla was right. This is my interpretation. I've connected the dots in such a way that minimizes the error, minimizes the assumptions, and promotes the most accurate account of what most likely transpired based upon what we know, based upon what I've seen. My audience, the viewers, you feel free to connect the dots, the data points, however you want. One thing I would ask is that you not manufacture dots. Significant reason dots and vague behind the scenes dots are not worth a lick. So the dots, the data points are important, and the timeline of events is also vital for our understanding. So if you have dots that you'd care to add, please do, but put it on the table for us all to see and scrutinize.
This person came to Steve, to Vera, for help. Why is it that when shit's coming back around and now blowing back in everyone's faces, this person is now nowhere to be found? It just seems like it seems like the story, the narrative, whatever, it changes depending on who this person is talking to. I can't tell which one is behind it because they both kind of seem shady as fuck to me. They both seem to be running a narrative here.
Crazy narratives.
So it could be both, or hell, it could be neither, and they're just both two fucked up people just like to cause chaos for the sake of causing chaos. I don't know. But I definitely think that they both have questionable intent at the very least.
Yeah, right. She took herself out. Woohoo!
Holy cow.
It's ours.
Because
it's ours.
Because
It's ours. It's ours.
I heard that too, but I don't know anything about that story. I didn't know the details. I don't know anything about that story.
Yeah, she talks all things sassy and her husband.
I don't know anything about that story.
I know that all things sassy.
I don't know anything about that story.
She's done things like doxing all things sassy.
I don't know anything about that story. I don't know anything about that story.
It's ours. It's ours.
I don't know anything about that story.
It's so ridiculous that the victims have all the onus, you know? And so this, it's just, that's the sad part, you know?
I don't know anything about that
I know that
story.
all things sassy. That's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part. The victims have all the onus. That's the sad part, you know?
You have no idea what is going on. I assure you on this.
You guys don't have a clue what is going on. Don't have a clue.
You have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, Steve. I'm going to be playing those recordings. Oh no, I don't know if I can. Should I? No, because if I do that, then I'm going to be outing the person that she said that she is. But I listened to those voice recordings, and I don't think that they're the same person. Yeah, they sound similar. They possibly even very similar. But there's things that I don't think match up. But then again, I also wonder. The only true copy that I know of that I had to compare it to is something from one of my videos. And I think my video might have been sped up. So I listened to it at just at the speed in which it's being presented on YouTube. And then I slowed mine down 25% because I don't usually speed it up more than that because then I can't follow. Yeah, I slowed it down 25% or whatever. And then I compared it. And it sounded even less alike. And I say it was a sassy account because the name of the account on Facebook was Allison Jones. But Allison Jones, through correspondence with several people, several of us anyways, she had come out and said that she was, in fact, all things sassy. And in fact, she even provided an audio clip or a voice message in this messenger group, and I compared that to one of her older videos on YouTube, and it's her. I really think it's her. Same accent, same everything. It's her. So this is why I say that Allison Jones was really, in fact, the person behind All Things Sassy. I listened to those voice recordings, and I don't think that they're the same person. There's things that I don't think match up. Yeah, I slowed it down 25% or whatever. And then I compared it, and it sounded even less alike. And I compared that to one of her older videos on YouTube, and it's her. I really think it's her. Same accent, same everything. It's her. So this is why I say that Allison Jones was really, in fact, the person behind All Things Sassy.
Thank you guys for chilling in the comments. This link has only been given to 9 people, so it's just my members only. I don't post these links in members only on YouTube because there is a Spice Girl account that I think is Sharla in there. So I individually send these links to my trusted people, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm glad that's smart. I'm glad you do that.
That way nobody can ever
Maybe
get them.
that's what I should do with that video tomorrow.
Yeah.
Members only.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
But then again, I feel bad because I want everyone to see it. I just don't want.
Right.
Well, if you end up doing it that way, I'll just when your people have enough time to view it, I'll just release it public. The only reason I wanted you to do it was because I can't say Sharla's name.
I'll do it. Nah, I'm gonna leave it public. Why not? Everyone deserves to see what's going on, and you deserve to have the truth out, and you deserve a lot of apologies, which I don't think you're gonna get, but.
Well, the trolls are also demanding. Helen said, "Put up or shut up. Evidence is due at this point. Prove you filed TROs on them right now, demanding it."
I dare her to provide a single shred of evidence to the contrary, because I know Tina's evidence.
Yeah, she was still claiming that she had a restraining order on her. No, you can take an emergency restraining order out on a brick wall, but eventually you're going to have to prove it. And she couldn't.
Average file remembers.
But eventually you're going to have to prove it. And she couldn't.
I would ask you to dismiss this action because the court has no authority over Ms. McGee. However, the second part of this judge, if you read the complaint in its entirety, there's a lot of legal conclusion in here. She says she harassed me. Well, that's a legal conclusion. She says that she threatened me. That's a legal conclusion. Nowhere in here does it say what she did, what she said, what she might have said. There isn't an allegation anywhere throughout the entirety of the complaint that would give rise to cause for the relief that she is seeking here for no contact. There are legal conclusions. We have to ignore those. If we look at the bare bones of, is there an allegation within this complaint? There is. And so for the reasons under 12b6, I ask you to dismiss it for valid state claim controversial relief period. And personal jurisdiction. She also says that there is currently pending litigation in the state of Kansas, wherein Ms. McKeever filed for a TRO against the plaintiff, Ms. That action is still pending. That action, Ms. has submitted to the jurisdiction of Kansas. There is currently a no contact order in place in Kansas, and I have a copy of it. The next hearing is going to be in January. Would you like to copy that, Judge? If Ms. would like to take this issue up, this issue belongs in Kansas. She is required to make all defenses and counterclaims, and where there is pending litigation, she doesn't get to have choice of forum and retaliatory litigation by filing something here when she's already subject to litigation. Under 12b6, she has wholeheartedly failed to state any claim upon which this type of relief could be granted to her. You take out the stuff that's on information and belief, and you take out legal conclusions, there's nothing left other than a lot of posturing and puffery. There aren't any allegations.
But eventually you're going to have to prove it. And he couldn't. The only reason I wanted you to do it was because I can't say Sharla's name.
I'll do it. Nah, I'm going to leave it public. Why not? Everyone deserves to see what's going on, and what you deserve to have the truth out. And you deserve a lot of apologies, which I don't think you're going to get, but...
It says, this is apparently me writing this. Look at this. This is Veda Jade's location. Her real name is blank, 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 blank. She posted a link in our mod chat to your location in Arizona. This is apparently me talking to nonsense. I never once would ever send anything like this, number one. Number two, I'm friends with Veda. No. I would never do that. I would never say something like that. You guys know me. I would never say anything like that. You guys know me. I would never say anything like that. This is bullshit. And this fucking crap right here is gonna stop. And I know exactly who's behind it. This would be Carla. Of course it is. Carla. And let me guess who else is involved. Definitely that wingbat, Debbie. You don't scare me, Carla, but you're gonna fucking stop this shit right now. Stop. This is not me. I've never spoken to nonsense ever. And I never definitely sent her this email. And thankfully she acknowledges that. So thank you, nonsense, because I would that's not me. I do believe it is that Twitter. It's Carla. It's Carla, and it's definitely that Debbie girl. Yeah, like I said, temp mom. As you can see below in this fake email from October 18th, this has not stopped at all. I did not believe that this is from Nikki. It sounds just like the other fake emails I've been getting since May. And I'm really appreciative that she agrees that obviously I didn't write this letter. So I'm happy about that. Thank you, because it's too much. This stuff's got to stop. All of it has got to stop. Like, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Like, what is your goal here? What are you trying to do, Carla? Like, you're fucked. You're sick. Go get some help. Nothing to anyone ever. It's all really weird, but they're extremely nervous about something. Yeah, you know what it is? It's Carla. I'm telling you. Oh my God, you got to stay away from her. If she even emails you, I'm telling you, please, please, please block her. She is psycho. She does this. This is what she does. She doesn't stop. She does not stop. She will call pizzas to your house. She will sign you up for Pornhub. There was that. There was porn magazines, credit cards, you name it. Like, she is really sick. Oh my God, no wonder why she got a TRO on her from Beta. I'm glad, because this girl is crazy, but in true Carla fashion, she's still not leaving her people alone. Carla's really good at getting people on her side, and then she will use the suicide thing on you, just like she did with everyone else. And that's how she gets you. Until you find out that every single creator or subscriber she's talked to, she has done it to every single one of them. That is her game, to keep you, I don't even know, to keep you what, on her thumb? She wants to be friends with you? She wants to wear your skin? Like, I don't know, man. I've never had to deal with this type of crazy before, so I don't really know. So all of you obviously know I'm talking about Carla. That's her name. Carla. That's what I'm calling it. Carla. That's what I'm calling it. Carla. Just please don't interact with her. If she messages you, please don't. I warn you. She is nuts. She will she will dox you. Obviously, she just used me saying that I made me look like I was texting or emailing nonsense, outing Beta, which I never would have done. So again, I'm thankful that she realizes this is bullshit, but I do believe that there is a group behind this. It's not just Carla. I do definitely believe it's Temp Mom, Blondes Are Awesome, Debbie. Yeah, I do believe that. Those two for sure. I don't, because they've done it to me. This shit's gotta stop. I don't like it. I hate it. I want it to stop. Like, can we not just go back to YouTube where it was fun?
Be the change you wish to see. Shut the fuck up.
Like, this is crazy. All these groups getting together on this side, and then there's some in the middle, and then there's on this side, then that side, then this side, then that. Like, they're, fuck off. Just live and let live. It's time to drop the bullshit. Fuck it. Like, I know I talk about Katie every day, and trust me, I know it's not good for me, and I know it seems obsessive, and it definitely is. It's because I want her off all platforms. I don't want her around. She's dangerous. Like, who do you think where these people come from? It's from KJ. Sharla even said, Carla even said that she was a subscriber of Katie. She's the one who bought her the crystal ball. Yeah. I really, really, truly believe that she's behind this Carla crap, trying to pin creators against creators. It's not gonna fucking happen. Even if Nonsense believed that, I would message her and say, listen, no, I would never do that. Whether she believed me or not, it's up to her, but no, I would never do that. Whether she believed me or not, it's up to her, but I'm not like that. I admit I've done some shit, absolutely, that I probably shouldn't have done, or I know I shouldn't have done or said or whatever. We're all not innocent, absolutely. None of us are innocent. None of us are innocent. Not one creator's innocent. Everybody's done something, whether it even be a subscriber, it's just a normal person, my neighbor, everybody's done something wrong in their life, right? I'm sorry, I'm just fed up. I'm fed up. Really fed up. This video is going to be a bit different. It does include Without a Crystal Ball, and it includes another woman that rhymes with Carla. Okay, this is just a statement written by Veda, which was done Thursday, October 30th, and it was for a temporary restraining order for Without a Crystal Ball and Carla McIver. I'm reading it now because I want you guys to see what Veda wrote, why she in fact got these restraining orders.
She went hard, extremely hard, extremely hard, extremely hard, extremely hard. She went hard, extremely hard, extremely hard.
But it is an uphill battle. We're dealing with concentrated evil, in my opinion.
Name and shame these idiots, man. I don't have a problem with that. Name and shame these idiots. Name and shame these idiots.
It's so ridiculous that the victims have all the onus. That's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part.
If you think I've gone in real life, let me know, because I've heard that narrative too. What is it I've done? I've never called CPS. I've never called the police on anybody. I've never filed anything that wasn't absolutely true that I didn't verify multiple times.
I have to have evidence.
I took the high road. I was nice. Even in my communications with Sharla, I was nice. I said, the internet's not being healthy for you. Avoid social media because it's not helping you. That was my advice to her. That was nice, Steve. There is no more nice, Steve. So if you want to be happy, leave me alone. No means no. something's wrong with you, and we just want to be left alone. But since you won't do that, this is the route we have to go by letting people know that you're lying about us. And we'll be doing this every single night. I mean, I will be. And I think other people will be too. And I think other people will be too. So you're going to have a lot more on your plate here, Sharla. A lot more to watch. We're telling you to stop. We're telling you no. No means no. No means no.
I try to be a conversationalist. You can be imperfect and still have something you enjoy and people want to listen to. But I thought to myself, why not use it to more of my advantage? I've been quiet and silence so long. When I had people like Sharla making all these BS allegations up, I'm like, might as well use it. What the worst that can go wrong? Even if I lost my YouTube channel, whatever. You know what? I just do this for fun now. If I get canceled, I get canceled. I'm still going to put out content. I still have other channels and social media that I can talk things on. You know, to get my voice heard. I am allowed to have a voice. And like I said, I say we all give her content. You know, go for it. I'm not important. That's true. We're interesting enough. That's true. Enough for you for $50 content. Well, you know what? I agree with you, Sharla. I do agree with you on that. However, we're going to try to do it anyways. I'm the person to make hours and hours of content on your Twitter feed. Because one, you try to come after my channel. You try to report my videos. I don't take that very kindly. That to me is bullying. That to me is harassment.
He, myself, and Todd Chrisley were working together to show YouTube that she was violating terms of service.
That to me is bullying. That to me is harassment. But more importantly, you wanted my attention. And I'm in the position now where I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you a lot of my attention. I'm going to have you listening to hours of my content, hours and hours and hours and hours of content. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to do it for entertainment value. I want you to be entertained, Sharla. I want you to be entertained. I want my audience to be entertained. I can do this for hours on end and put out content entertaining you all. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I'm the person to make hours and hours of content. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm just doing it for entertainment value. I want you to be entertained, Sharla. I say we all give her content. I say we all give her content. Go for it.
The victims have all the onus. That's the sad part, you know? That's the sad part. Just that knocking, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? Do I want to open my door at 5:30 in the morning when I can get killed? Does that happen to somebody? It literally fucking happened. A couple days later, I swear to motherfucking God, to somebody.
That's what happened.
I'm the victim. I'm the victim. It literally fucking happened. Just that knocking, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on?
They come in all menacing like and shit. That's what happened.
Swear to motherfucking God. Swear to motherfucking God. It literally fucking happened. I'm the victim.
That's what happened.
God.
That's what happened.
What motherfucking God? It literally fucking happened. I'm the victim.
Oh, one other thing. But I explained. Thank you very much.